Elijah was born with congenital brittle bone disease, which made his bones extremely fragile and easy to break. Throughout his childhood, he felt very insecure. To help boost his confidence, his mother deliberately placed a comic book on a park bench. This tactic worked. When Elijah saw the comic book, he was deeply fascinated by the superheroes inside. From then on, Elijah became completely obsessed with comics. As he grew older, he even opened a comic book store. He always believed that if there were people as fragile as him in this world, there must be another person who was incredibly strong. David, who had never been sick and walked away unharmed from a serious train derailment, was the superhero Elijah was looking for. The card found on David's car was actually placed there by Elijah. Following the clues, David found the comic book store. When David and his son showed up, Elijah asked David directly if he had ever been injured in his life. David said he couldn't really remember, but he hadn't been hurt in recent years. If he couldn't be absolutely sure he had never been injured, then Elijah's theory couldn't be confirmed. At that moment, David's son interrupted, saying David had been in a car accident before and that he was seriously injured, which caused him to give up his dream of playing football. If that were true, then David wasn't the superhero Elijah was looking for.
There's someone like me in the world, and I'm in one end of the spectrum. Couldn't there be someone else opposite of me at the other end? Someone who doesn't get sick, who doesn't get hurt like the rest of us. A person put here to protect the rest of us.
After hearing Elijah's words, David thought Elijah was a con man, trying to fool honest people like him. He left the exhibit with his son. However, ever since meeting Elijah, David couldn't shake the feeling that there was some truth in what Elijah said. After all, he really couldn't recall if he had ever been sick or injured. Looking at the accident report in the newspaper, he fell into deep thought. It turned out his son's claim about the injury was false. Then he found the old newspaper about the car accident in a storage room. The report said, "Football star suffers major injuries in this week's car accident." But in reality, David was not hurt in that accident. Only he knew the real reason why.